Welcome back to CfTesla. Today we are looking at an upgrade to a phone holder that I have had on my car for a couple months. So many of you guys have purchased and absolutely love. We're looking at the new upgraded holder by TEMAI, as well as their new cables for charging. So let's get into it. So now, it's not just a new design, it's got a completely new feel. It has gone from being a mechanical version, like you're seeing right here, all the way up to being now an electric version. So let's open this box and see what this thing looks like. And of course, it wouldn't be an unboxing without the dullest machete you can possibly find. All right, let's get in here. You've got your instructions. Inside of here, we have the actual mount. This is the part that's gonna go onto your vent area inside the car on the left side of your steering wheel there. And here's the phone mount itself. So let's put this thing all together and then I'll tell you about how this thing actually works. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this up right here. We're gonna put the ball mount in it. This thing goes and slides into place right here on the back of this. And then this is the mount. So this goes right there on your vent. We're gonna take it out of the car here in a minute and try it out. But that's how that looks. Now, this one has a lot more customization, as you're gonna see here, than the previous model. But let me plug this in so we can get a little demo. We take the USB-C cable that it came with, and then we're gonna plug this in down here. I love that little blue light coming on showing it's charging. Now, keep in mind that this does not need to stay plugged in. The charge on this will actually run for 2 weeks, assuming you use it 5 times a day without massive fluctuations in weather. So how this is supposed to work is you tap the side, and you can see it opens up like that. Then you take your phone and you just set it like that and it pinches it. How great is that? So the question is, how well does it pinch it? Also, I will point out, this one, unlike the older version, is, or not the older, you can still buy it, but the other version, the less expensive version, you can put this in horizontal mode. So this now can go in any mode, any customized way, and when you want it, you just press once on the side, press it back again to close it when it hits that sensor. Man, that is awesome. How it looks from the back is like this. I'll show you this from a different angle. So to release it, the button right here on the side, I'm going to simply take and press it. It's going to release my phone. You can see that when you're driving, that's going to be extremely easy to do and very undistracting, or not distracting, or however you say that. So once again, put it right on there, clamps it right away. Now let's just give it a little bit of a test. Let me do a bit of shaking. Wow. So that's extreme. Yeah, that's simply not coming off. And again, you want it real quick. You can see how easy this is with one hand. You just grab it, pinch it with your finger, comes back off. Then when I throw it back on again, oh man, this is money. For only 39 bucks, that's incredible. Also, before we get into the specs on that phone holder, they also sent me out their 2 new Lightning as well as USB-C cables. These are super high powered, high charging cables. We'll go through the specs on these here in a minute as well and show you the amazing features. All right, so while that's charging, let's talk about the stats of the phone holder. So as I mentioned, it is now electric, which is an upgrade from the previous model that we reviewed, which is pretty awesome. It now has a 360-degree ball joint, which can now do both vertical and panoramic view, which is an upgrade from the other model. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you do have to charge this thing, but once it's charged, it lasts 2 weeks, like I said, assuming 5 times a day use. But I want to be clear here. This is not saying that it's able to charge your phone. This is not a phone charger. This is a phone holder. It's not like a wireless charger or anything like that. And I actually like this fact about it. I've been asked about this over the last 2 months many different times when this comes out, if it's going to be a wireless charger, and I'm glad it's not, and here's why. Look at the price point. This thing sells for $39.99. If you add the electric charging in there as well as this functionality this thing has with the quality, it'd be really expensive. And for someone who just simply wants the mount, having it nicely inside there, all low profile in the car and all that, but maybe has a thick case on it or a phone that isn't a wireless charger, they're gonna have to pay that upgraded premium for something they'll never use. This way, everyone can buy this and enjoy this, but they don't necessarily, have to pay the extra price. Also, it's not the big a deal to just plug a cord into it. So as much as it would be kind of nice to have the wireless charging capability, I get why it's not. So this supports up to 6.7-inch phone screens, and you can fit a iPhone 12 mini with a case or the iPhone 12 Pro Max without a case or without a really thick case. And this works for both the Model 3 and it works for the Model Y. And these are going for $39.99 plus tax. And keep in mind, if you are a little bit on a budget, you can always pick up the non-electric model that I've just loved for the last couple months for $10 less for $29.99. So now let's talk real quick about those charging cables, because they're not just any old charging cable. They come with this elbow bend in the back, which is really great. It makes it so it's very easy to plug into your hub down in the front if you have one of those down in your console, or from the very back right behind your center console where you have the USB-A or USB-C ports depending on the year of your car. Then on the front they got this nice little LED light that shows it's being powered up, which is really great. And the cord here is just made incredibly well. It's this really beautiful type of cord that you really can't get it tangled. So when you're looking at down inside your center console where a lot of your wires are, you don't have to worry about this one getting all tangled up like those little round ones do. Has a 3A high current. It supports very fast charging without getting hot due to its super smart dual chip technology. It supports IP20W PD rapid full charge and supports the QC 3.0 fast charging. And these do support the latest iPhone 12 fast charge protocol, which means they can basically charge up to the 20 watt available with the new iPhone 12s. Basically, it means you can fully charge your phone in 1 hour. All these products by this company are really designed just for the Tesla and the Model Y. They're not designed for all cars and then just sort of like, hey, put this in your Tesla. They made these specific to Tesla, which you could tell in their work, in their colors, and their slickness, and the same sheen that you see your dash made out of. So it's all meant to blend in and look really well inside your Tesla. So let's get out to the car and get it installed. So now to do that, I'm going to use my brand new little Insta360 camera. Check this thing out. You guys, this camera is so amazing for stuff like this, reviews and all. Watch this. This is the whole camera right here, right? If you didn't see the video, watch this. Take this and I snap it right here to my chest. You barely see it with my white sweater on. It blends right into my sweater. And all you do to record, you just tap on this, it records, tap it again, stops, and you can do things first person without you having to hold your phone or anything. Pretty incredible. So let's get out there, switch into the camera now. Okay, now you remember how this works with the previous model. I came in here like this, and you just simply would drop it in, and it worked really well. I just grabbed it there, gave it nice support and everything. You pull it up, and it retracts, so it's easy to get the phone in and out, and it's just been an absolute home run. However, it is not electric, and it also does not do horizontal mode. So this is where we're going to check out this upgrade. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to just simply detach this by lifting up down here and pulling out. I'll also show you this if you're curious about how this mount has affected my dash. You see this little tiny divot right here? That is from having it in here for 2 months. And it did, because you are putting a little bit of pressure here on the rubber, so there is a little bit of, what you have to kind of be aware of right there. I'm not worried about it. It's worth it for me, but you just need to be aware that it is putting some strain, some pressure on the dash right there, and it did curl up just a little bit over the last 2 months. But, if I left it off for the next week or so, will that recover? I mean, it's already bounced back quite a bit just since I pulled it off earlier. But, that is something to be aware of. Okay, so now to put this in and actually install it, you can see here that it does have this little ridge right there. This can only go on the left side of your car, cannot go on the right side. So we're going to take this and it's going to start, you're going to kind of go like this motion as you put it in, okay, kind of like this. And this piece right here is going to hook right here onto the top of your vent above your dash here. And so this first starts like this. You get that right in place, then you push it in and just snaps right down like that. You hear it, and then now it's totally stationary. It's not going anywhere. It fits really, really well in there. And so right now it's in the spot where it's ready to take the phone. The piece is out here, the slider. So all we should have to do is just come up like this. We get in the car, set your phone against it, and it grabs it just like that. You can then take it, spin it down here for horizontal, spin it up the other way if you want a little higher, and you just get the full access to pretty much however you want. You can take it and tilt it. Oops, I grabbed the button. I guess that's one thing to be aware of is when you grab it, don't grab it in the middle. Grab it on the phone to turn it. Like, there's lots of space on the phone to turn it. Don't grab it here because that's where the actual button is to release it, which is really great for one-handed putting it in and out. Just be able to take it like that and grab it and then put it back in one-handed. You don't get any easier than that for a phone holder. And you do hear the motor. It's not very loud, but you do hear it. You can tell it's actually operating. And so let's go take it for a drive and just see how we like it while we're driving. As you can see, it's another beautiful day here in Seattle. And, one of the questions I get a lot about is, these, like my big screen here, plus this, they are covering the vent. One thing to point out here, about this screen in particular is that it does have a hole right here in the mount that the air can come out of. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna put the vent on, I'm gonna blast it up so I can feel it, put it to level 9 or whatever so I can get a good feel for it, and face it directly at me, and let's just see how well I can feel it. So right here I can feel the air blowing at my hand. Right here at my face, I can feel it. There's no issue with having the air come towards me. Obviously, there's a bit of a dead space in front of my screen here, but nothing to do with this phone here. I can feel it coming out of there. I can feel it coming a lot right here. So we're not gonna have any issue with airflow. So now if I needed to grab my phone for whatever reason while I'm driving, let's just give it a test. Oh man, that's so simple. Let's try it again. Putting it in. There's nothing to it. You literally it doesn't distract you at all. It doesn't take any part of your eyes off the road to do that. You don't even have to look. It's just so natural. And your finger goes right to the spot by default. And then you don't even have to worry about trying to shut it because it just grabs it. Oh man, this thing, I already love this phone holder. It's now the only one I need. I mean, it is bar none the best one I have ever seen and reviewed. And you guys know I've looked at a lot of them lately. And there's a lot of good ones. If you've bought one of the ones previous, great, but this takes the cake by a lot. So obviously, if you don't have the Tesla app here, because I have Waze on here, let's say you use it on your phone, you want to pull up the Waze app and have it running over here, you could use it here in vertical mode, no problem. And you could also turn it to horizontal mode and have it down there. And it's so low profile, it's so out of your vision in any way, it is just simply not distracting. They did a great job with placement, and I could even turn it up a little bit higher if I'd like that view even better. Yeah, that's sexy, man. Wow, I love that. Great job, TEMAI. And getting it in and out horizontal mode would be the same thing. Just press it, opens up, come back in here, put it in, grabs it, good to go. Literally takes like no effort at all to use. Now let's take a look at the cord itself here and see how well it reaches from down here inside my center console where it's plugged into my hub over here to the phone and see how this all works. So first off, once a month you'll come in here and you'll use your USB-C cord to plug in here to charge this, get that all charged up. But if you want to charge your phone, and again this works with any phone that can fit in here, just tap that on there like that, come in here with your charging cord. You can see here the light, isn't that cool? So you always know when you got power to it. And you come down here, and I actually put mine too low, so which is easy to adjust. Just tap the button, raise a little bit, and then just put it back on. Come down in here, plug it on in. And so now you got it fit. So it easily, I mean, you can see there's lots of room there. You're not pulling on anything. Nothing's too tight. Nothing's rubbing anywhere. So the cord works really well. So having installed it now and taken a short drive with it, put it in and out multiple times, I can tell you right now, there's nothing on the market as easy to get things in and out of as that phone holder. That is by far the least distracting. You literally don't have to put a thought into anything. You just sort of make sure you aim properly when you put it into it. Other than that, it's so simple. It's so simple. And for the price of only $39, I think this is a steal. I think they could have easily charged more for this. The clamp on it is super strong with their nice grip. They have a nice thick rubber that they clamp your phone with. It mounts very sturdy, and that can be adjusted as well with the tightness of how tight you adjust that ball. I usually can find some kind of complaint about a product, and the complaint I have about this one is the same about the last one. It's just that how it grips the dash there on that rubber, it does indent it a bit there. And I mean, that's something if I'm nitpicking it. But overall, I mean, this is by far the one I'm keeping in my car. So whether you bought the previous model, you want to upgrade to this one, or you're looking for one that you want to add to your car, you can pick up this one again for $39 on their website. And with my code CfTesla, you do get 10% off. So make sure you put that in, save yourself a little bit of money. That's going to be it for this one. We've got a bunch of new installs coming up for new accessories that have come out, new upgrades here in the next couple of weeks. Look forward to seeing you then.